All right. We are back up here once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is that one, that only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, and we are live. Um, I guess I was going to kind of step away. I was going to kind of step away from the topic, but I see that it's starting to get into the business side of things, and so I had to check some things out. And well, once I done seen it, I said, well, let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, Sean. All right, Sean. Fabian, what's going on with you? Okay, my audio and stuff is good, so give y'all a few minutes to get up into place, and we'll go ahead and break into tonight's science. Y'all have to excuse me if my lighting is a little low, but my overhead lights up here have went out, so I got to buy the bulbs and stuff in the morning. hope that every, hope that everybody's doing okay. Everybody's doing excellent. Um, we are in the 2023, and as you can see, January is almost over. January is almost over, and we're almost into February. So time is steady moving right along. So we got to move right along with it. It's just we don't want to bring we don't want to bring old business and counterproductiveness into the new season. See, so there was a video that was uploaded by Lockout Man Podcast, and things have pretty much been centered around chasing Andrew Jackson, you know. And so, as y'all know and stuff, I'm a big fan of his. I follow him and stuff like that. Me and him talk back and forth, um, but only on the business side of things. And so, let me say this: is that I don't break into anybody's personal business. Whatever, whatever your personal business is and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. However, if I want to see you succeed, and the things that you are doing are going to be flowing into business, then you have to be very careful and very mindful of the things that you do. And so, I mean, I'm not going to sit there. I mean, I didn't familiarize myself with all of what's going on, but I mean, I have seen it, and it's now beginning to trickle into the business aspect of things because as your business begins to grow, and things are moving right along and stuff as they should be because you're putting in the work. Your behavior is also going to be monitored too and stuff. And so, you're out here gaining contracts. You're trying to get contracts and stuff, and you're working for, you're doing things for self. But when you begin to start to get this reputation, when you begin to get this reputation, and you put yourself in certain places, if you're not doing it for the sake of entertainment, right? If you're not doing it for the sake of entertainment, or you don't have people that can guide you along in that, aka publishers. If you don't have those type of people, if you don't have that team put together, then what's going to happen is that people get a hold of it, and then it's totally misinterpreted. So it's totally taken out of whack. People start making phone calls and stuff, and they start messing up your business. So Unfortunately, the things that we do personally affect our business. And when you get yourself when you get yourself involved in certain things, you have to be very careful, very mindful of the things that you put up because you may think that what you're doing is something that's good or something that's honorable or supposed to be clearing up, supposed to be giving clarification, but it actually makes things a lot worse. It actually makes things a lot worse, especially when people take certain things and then they download it and they save it. You may turn over a completely different leaf, but the things that you did, unfortunately, back in the day and stuff, they come back and they're used against you in the aspect of business. We see this a lot with the entertainers, whether it was uh, Kevin Hart, Tracy Morgan, just some to name a few. Some things that they said almost 10 years ago that was posted up, and it cuts them out of a business deal that could have been very lucrative. But at that particular time and place, you were this particular person or whatever, right? So I'm speaking generally. I'm speaking generally because this affects everybody. If you're going to be up here on this social media, if you're going to be up here on this social media and you want to do things, if you want to do things and stuff on a personal level, that's fine. Make sure that you got protection apparatuses and stuff for the sake of saying, well, you know what? Hey, that was for entertainment purposes. That was strictly for entertainment purposes because I'm an entertainer. You know, because the love and hip hop thing that works because they're marketing themselves as entertainers. It works. They can ride it out. They can ride it out, and things don't usually get held up against them. If they act out a certain way. But again, you engage in certain things, when you engage in certain things, and man, I'm just going to keep it all the way real, right? Forget being all philosophical about things. Your personal life is your personal life, right? That shouldn't be posted up there. I mean, you do what you want to do with that. But people shouldn't be having access to your personal life. That's number one. To the older people, you gotta have a sense of decorum. You gotta have a sense of decorum. You gotta have a sense of self-respect and say, well, I'm not going to engage myself in these type of things because I know where it's going. I know where it's going and stuff. And I'm like, I'm 40. I'm 42 years old. I'm 42 years old. So for somebody that's 20 years old, for somebody that's in their 20s and their 30s, and I see you act out a certain way, and I know that you're trying to do things for the level of progression, but then you participate in certain behaviors that can hold you back from, you know, getting to that level that you're trying to get to. See, when you're 40, you can understand things, when you act out certain ways and stuff in your 20s and say, man, look, if you don't if you don't get that behavior and stuff in check, then what you do in your 20s, you're going to be paying for it in your 30s. And by the time you get 40, you're going to get real bitter because of all that cleaning up you have to do, all the opportunities that was missed out based upon behaviors that you undertook in your 20s. We all been there and stuff like that. And so, we gonna do certain things. We ain't gonna be perfect people, but we got to understand where we are in positions in life and do things accordingly and stuff. And so, um, I'm not I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a relationship expert, but I will, I do understand counterproductive behavior. I do understand counterproductive behavior and stuff. And I'm saying, like, if a person was to reach out, if a person was to reach out and stuff, man, and ask questions or whatever and stuff, right? I mean, I can only give you the truth based upon things that I done and say, man, look, I got two failed marriages. I got two failed marriages. I ain't got no children. You know, um, I'm currently single and stuff like that. And so I could tell you, well, there was a lot of things that I did to put me in the position that I'm in. And so I'm saying I could give you insight and stuff about things that I did to say, well, this is what I would do different because I understand I understand, you guys being genuine and stuff like that. But man, the behaviors that you participate in, it's counterproductive. It's counterproductive and stuff. And so, the people that's cheering that on and stuff, they ain't got your best they ain't got your best interest in heart. They just entertained by it. They just entertained by it, and then they sit there and they start, you know, everybody wants to see a train wreck. And then when it happens, you know, people talk about it and stuff like that. But then the folks that was really affected by it, the ones that was really affected by it and stuff, I mean, they're the ones that really got to go through the motions. And so, we see these type of things happen every day. And sometimes it get the best of people. Sometimes it get the best of people. Then you sitting there in the position to say, well, daggone, I could have really helped this brother out or helped this sister out. But things just done got so bad now, it done got so out of whack, you know, that they participated in some act and stuff, and now they behind bars or worse. So I see it, and and I also see the people that was involved in it, right? Because when I gave out when I gave out certain information, when I gave out certain information about, just simply saying things that I wouldn't do based upon the aspect of business. When we were talking about this motor situation, right? There was things that I said I wouldn't do, and so it was a video that was made on me. The video was made on me. A lot of unsavory things were said about me, but then the follow up was is that some of these guys actually reached out to me. A lot of some of them reached out to me and stuff, leaving some messages and stuff like that. Calling me all types of unsavory things and stuff like that. I mean, just typical internet type stuff. And I'm saying all I was doing was just speaking about things that wouldn't be done in business. And you can see now and stuff that, well, a lot of the prices done drop. If you're looking at the truck market now and stuff, whether you're looking at motors, transmissions, trucks, trailers, or whatever, um, they back at fair market value. You get true cash trucks and stuff, $5,000, $6,000 trucks, and reefer units selling for eight, 9 grand. You know, re Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. My phone overheated, so you know how that goes. Phone overheated and stuff like that. So, getting back to it, um, as y'all can see in the trucking market now and stuff, I mean, prices done dropped astronomically. You remember there was a shortage You know, this time last year was a shortage on equipment. Now everybody's flush with product. You know, no matter what it is, injectors, alternators, turbos, manifolds, everything that you can name about the truck, they got it. You know, there's no more shortage now. You want it, you go get it. You're paying fair market price. You know, diesel fuel and stuff is starting to drop now. You know, it's um, yeah, diesel fuel starting to drop now in some places, in some. But those were the things there and stuff. And so, like I was saying, I mean, you know, the guy, people they reached out to me and stuff like that. Said, they said what they had to say on the internet. So, I peeped them out. So it was really not worth responding to. But these are the type of people that hype things up, the loser types. They hype things up and stuff like that, hide behind profiles or whatever. But then when you give them the opportunity now, when you give them the opportunity to say what they need to say and stuff in person, well, I'm saying like we're going live and now what they say they can stand behind it. What they say they can stand behind it, and they can be right here in real time and tell me whatever it is they need to say. They didn't do it. Gave them the opportunity. I gave them the opportunity to do it. Stand behind what you believe, and then if you got time, energy, and resource, why not put it in the right place? They didn't do that either. So they're not business centered. They're not business centered, but they see somebody that's making it, somebody that's actually doing it, and then okay, well, don't listen to this person over here who has your best interest in mind. Hey, listen to us. Us that ain't doing anything and stuff. They don't know how to put down. They don't know how to put down the pipe. They don't know how to put down the alcohol and stuff like that. You know, talking about, man, hey, look, I'm gonna get my stuff on and popping one day. Yeah, I'm gonna get my CDLs one day. You see them 5, 6 years later and stuff, and what are they doing? Still in the same spot, but then they're talking about they can do better and they can treat you better and stuff like that. But then, what's the level? What's the level of excellence? Because when you got one person that's taking you, they're taking you out of the country, taking you on real vacations and stuff like that. Okay, all right, how you gonna top that? How you gonna top that and stuff? I mean, you sitting over there staying at your mama house, staying at your mama house and stuff like that. Talking about, man, well, look, I'll drive. I'm gonna drive. I'll take you around in my mama car and stuff like that. That sort of thing, there and stuff. So that's what I say in reality. If you like her so much, right? If you like her so much, what are you gonna do for her? Because what are you gonna do for her? What can you do for her? How can you add value in it? How can you add value in this person's life? What you got going on in your life to make it, to make things better? On her part there and stuff. And so, you sit there, these the same guy that go out there, get women, impregnate them, they can't take care of the woman, can't take care of the child and stuff like that, make every single excuse in the book. And they claim to be some of the baddest people on the planet. And I'm like, man, dude, you can't even take care of yourself. You can't even take care of yourself. Okay, give me your basic business plan. They can't give it to you. So I'm saying, we over here laying the stuff down. So what you should be doing is over here, shit. You should be shutting up and soaking up this game, but you ain't doing it because you got it all figured out. And talk about, well, what you gonna do to this individual, that individual, whatever and stuff. I mean, they can't do it. But I'm saying you got those types there. Ain't got no kind of insight about the business, but can hype up all this counterproductiveness. So when you got a chance to be around So when you got a chance to be around successful people, you supposed to be soaking up the game. You're supposed to be soaking up the game. But see, when you're in a position of success, what you're not supposed to be doing is going down to the lowest common denominator. You're not supposed to be going down to the lowest common denominator. Because what happens eventually and stuff, if you keep catering to it and stuff, you're gonna find yourself right in that position. You're gonna find yourself right in that position and stuff. And so, that's the thing, you know, put that out there and stuff. Those the pitfalls that you need to be avoiding. Those are the pitfalls you need to be avoiding. But it 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 doesn't bring any kind of, you know, it's certainly nothing to celebrate when I see things like that happen, and it's posted up and stuff like that. I mean, I hate to see anybody going through anything bad in a relationship and stuff. It is what it is, though. You know, but you should have enough decorum to say, man, look, things aren't things aren't moving constructively. They aren't moving constructively. You know, we don't know how to we can't communicate. We can't communicate in a way to where things are constructive. I mean, things get totally and completely taken out of proportion. You start yelling, I start yelling, things get thrown, stuff like that, and then the next thing you know, I mean, it's like, things gonna happen when you in a relationship, man. Look, things gonna get said. You're gonna say some very unsavory stuff, you know, and you're gonna say some very unsavory stuff. I mean, I know I don't use no profanity, but I mean, don't get it twisted. I got a mouth like a sailor. Every other word, especially when I'm upset and stuff, when I communicate and stuff in a relationship, I'm like, man, I mean, when I get upset, man, I mean, my mouth gets bad. My mouth gets bad and stuff, but I know that when enough things happen in a relationship, enough is enough. And say, man, look, things aren't moving constructively. We don't know how to communicate. So for the sake of, for the sake of our future, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it and stuff. But I mean, what other choice do we have? What other choice do we have? But now, when you're looking at the business aspect of things, when you're looking at the business aspect of things, this is where you got to start. This is where you got to start looking at things and stuff and stay in that constructive state. Stay in that constructive state of mind. Okay, I'm building, you building. I'm building, you building. So if we over here establishing contracts, right, and we get to this money, and we getting the money, if it's set in stone, right, that if it's set in stone, now we're looking at everything in business. We're looking at everything in business, and we see that in our sector, we're sitting over here. We're making so much money to a point that where we got put under investigation. Well, we had to shut down the operation to go and good gracious, DL, you must have said a lot of stuff. I mean, you must have said a lot of stuff, man. I mean, okay, but you said, I mean, you did things to a point to where now you under investigation, even though all the money is legit. So you're doing something right. And I mean, this is last year. This is last year when many of us out here and stuff was not profitable. Dry van and reefer especially, man. I mean, there was zero profit. I mean, man, dude, I couldn't do nothing last year. I couldn't do nothing last year but pay bills. I thought I was gonna be going to LA and back to Vegas and all the other stuff there. Man, it just dude, it didn't happen. But I mean, on the flip side of that, when you're looking at your business, you see that you're doing things constructively. You went from now you were $70,000 upside down, and now you done got that cleared up to a point where you done went up here. He done bought another truck. You done bought another truck. You getting trailers and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, well, y'all got this chemistry and it's working on the business aspect of things, which is something that people rarely do. Y'all got this business chemistry and it's working. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got one, you got one and stuff. We pulling together, we getting these contracts and stuff. We set things one after another. Let's stack and get this paper. Okay, the operation done shut down and stuff, but we sit over here so far ahead of the game. It's no rush to go back to work. We way ahead. We looking at the 2023 season. So you see that when it comes to the business side of things, y'all have this chemistry that works. And so I'm saying, you know, good and good for y'all. I root for you. But man, when I see these videos and stuff about when I see these videos and stuff, man, I mean, certain comments and stuff being said, and certain comments being said, or if a person is acting out, if a person is acting out a way that's not constructive, man, I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, man, oh man, that's my favorite couple right there and stuff, and it's like, oh, they doing this, man. Come on, man, y'all better than this. Y'all better than this and stuff. And so, I mean, I just don't like to see that and stuff. I'm like, hey, well, I don't know if it's a mediation, if it's some mediation and stuff, okay. But I'm like, I'm trying. What I'm trying to do is just stay out of it and say, well, it ain't no business of mine or no concern of mine. But you got it uploaded up here on the social media. It's like, oh man, dude, I got to say something. I got to say something because now you seeing it, and it's like I don't want to be up here taking sides about. I don't want to be taking sides and say, well, I'm on this person's side, that person's side, then because you know y'all doing things on the aspect of business, and I'm saying, man, hey, look, get your money. But the personal stuff, oh man, like, dude, I can't choose. But like, man, y'all got to do better, man. You got to do better. You got to work that out. But y'all got to find a way to communicate and stuff, man. You got to find a way to communicate and keep things, if it's between y'all and stuff like that, even if it's like, man, you know what, I ain't talking to you, you ain't talking to me, that's it. And just walk away from the whole situation. I mean, cause daggone, when you got feelings for each other. You got feelings for each other. That can't be denied there and stuff. But like, okay, you need your time and your space and stuff to sit there and get your mind and stuff right. And then when you get your mind right, guess what y'all start doing? Hey, listen, man, let's go on vacation for about a week or two. We ain't really got nothing going on and stuff. And so, so then, y'all sit there, you in a better environment. You can start, y'all can start talking and start communicating and stuff. No, no words of negativity need to be said. Okay, hey, I was out of line, you was out of line and stuff, man. Let's go ahead and squash this stuff. You know, I love you, you love me, and let's just do better. Let's do better with our communication and stuff. Cause I mean, it's a real sense of it's something that's real deep. It's something that's real deep. Something that older people pick up on. Like, man, look, you know, why certain younger women get out here and they act out a certain way. It's like, okay, there's some real trauma that's there. there's some real trauma that's there. There's some real distrust issues and stuff like that. So you can't really determine what's real or what's fake. So if a person come up and they start doing things, you don't know how to take it because you done been around this type of element so long and they've been lying to you and stuff like that. And then, you get out of that and you're in a new zone and stuff around new people that's doing things constructively and stuff. I mean, you really don't know how to take it. You done been independent and stuff for this certain amount of time, and so it's like with daggone, you know, maybe he or she is just like all the others. They just run a game and stuff like that, and so now a little something, something happens, and then see, you just like all the others because you did this particular thing and that particular thing. New people, it's new experiences. With new people, it's new experiences. But I'm saying if you're gonna do things on the aspect of business, if you're gonna do things on the aspect of relationship, man, look, you gotta keep folk out your business. Stay off this social media. If you mad at each other and stuff, man, hey, look, I'm not saying not to be mad or whatever, man. Just keep stuff out, just keep people out your mix because the majority of people that get into your mix are always trying to do things to break something up. Man, well, you know what? Forget him. He ain't nothing but old punk. He ain't nothing but old punk. Punk a N word. You know, F that B. Just a bunch of stuff there, and it's like, man, hey, you the man, you the woman and stuff, and nothing. Nobody's really offering anything. Nobody's really offering anything constructive. And so now, certain image, you got to keep on this, you got to keep up this certain facade and stuff like that. When I'm saying, like, I mean, dude, you know the video was made about certain things and stuff that was done. Okay, all right, I get it. And you went through your certain time and stuff like that, but y'all got that. There was a intermediate period and stuff, and then the next thing you know, y'all on a cruise ship. You're on a cruise ship going out of the country. You're on a cruise ship going outside the country and stuff. So I'm saying, all right, see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all work things out. Despite the fact that things got ugly, despite things got ugly and stuff like that, you work things out. So I'm saying, okay, that's the stuff y'all on. Here's the thing: if you could just eliminate other people staying out your mix, that could solve some of the problems and stuff right there. Because whatever issue y'all had, you got it resolved. You got it resolved and stuff. And so it's like you know it is what it is on that aspect there and stuff. And so that's what I say there. Y'all both young. Y'all both young and stuff, right? So you're gonna act out certain ways or whatever. But you got to find better ways than the way that you're doing it because what you're doing that it's not constructive. It's not constructive, man. Now, which leads me to the other thing. Lockout man. Now, lockout man, when you first reached out to me to do the interview, I was going through my little thing and stuff at the time and stuff like that. I had to get things and stuff together. My mind wasn't in the right place. And so, I tuned into his channel and I'm like, man, I like what I saw. I like what I saw and stuff. But I said, man, let me keep an eye on this dude and see exactly where things are going to go. And so It's certain things that Lockout Man post up. And why I say I can't really give him a pass is because he's older. Lockout Man is in his 50s. So he's a lot older and stuff. And so I say, with time comes wisdom. I mean, it's your channel. Do it however you want to. But the thing is that when you move certain ways, right? When you move certain ways and stuff, some people, some people you can fool, but you can't fool everybody. And I can understand what the motives and stuff are. I can understand what the motives and stuff are. So I'm saying, from a person that's 50 years old, with time comes wisdom. So when certain things got put out there, right, and somebody reached out to you, you should have stepped into your OG mode, right? You should have stepped into your OG mode and stuff and say that, well, you know what? Hey, the content that I'm gonna put out here and stuff, it's not gonna be very helpful for nobody. It's not gonna be helpful for you. It's not gonna be helpful for the person that I'm talking about. It's not gonna be helpful for me. Even though you think it is and stuff, it's not. It's not. You know, I don't know if people watch this channel called Comedy Hype News, right? When Comedy Hype News was first getting started, their premise was they were being anti Vlad TV, meaning that if you was an entertainer, particularly a comedian, and you wanted to get exposure, right? And you wanted to get exposure, if you wanted to talk about certain things in the industry and stuff like that, and not be criminalized or either be put into a position to where somebody is asking you compromisable questions, then that's where you went. So it wasn't really, it was to give clarity about certain things that went on in the industry and stuff, right? If it was certain dramas, if it was certain beefs and stuff like that, you know, just to get better clarity and stuff. And if they can get stuff resolved, that's what they did. Now, what Comedy Hype News decided to do was the comedian Earthquake. The comedian Earthquake went on Vlad TV. And so one of the things he was talking about was his wife, well, his ex-wife and stuff. And, he had to pay Earthquake is known for, as far as his relationship and stuff, he paid his child support early, right? He know how much he owed and stuff. He paid the child support early. Some things and stuff went on in the relationship. Some things went on in the relationship and stuff. I mean, that didn't have to be said. But you see, that's what happened when you go on Vlad TV. So what they decided to do, Comedy Hype News, they went and got Earthquake's ex-wife, and they brought her up there to do the interview. And so they caught a lot of backlash behind that. They caught a lot of backlash and stuff behind it because the thing was Earthquake. Everybody knew Earthquake, but nobody knew who Earthquake wife was. And the thing was, it really didn't matter. But she got up there, and when she got up there, she said certain things and stuff. Again, that shouldn't be said because the relationship is over. What's done is done. You know, what's done is done and stuff, and that's that. But it didn't really help Comedy Hype News and stuff. So then they went and got the OG TK Kirkland. They went and got TK Kirkland. So TK Kirkland put him on the game and stuff and told him, hey man, look, don't do stuff like that. Don't do stuff like that. And so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to Lockout Man. Come on, bro. Don't do stuff like that. Cause that's a bad look for you, man. That's a bad look for you. because what I'm seeing is a pattern of stuff that's being put up there. And so I got to conclude. So what I got to conclude and stuff is that, hey man, maybe you got to bug up your tail and stuff about chasing Andrew. You know what I'm saying? Cause every time I turn around, you going up here and you getting people, in a particular, being in a particular position at that certain time and stuff, and certain things get said about this man, and it's like he can't really, the man can't respond like that. He can't respond like that, and you're trying to take this man out the zone, right? To get this type of response, and stuff, the way that he should be responding to you. So I said, well, I gotta call you out on your behavior, man. And what I'm saying is that that was very distasteful. You gotta have some decorum about yourself. You gotta have some self-respect. Now, you know where this interview was gonna take you. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? Hey, I'm gonna call you once I get done with this live. You did that interview, and I looked at it, and I'm like, it didn't help her situation. It didn't help her situation. It didn't help Chasing Andrew's situation. You know, and you asking questions about things and stuff, man, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing. It ain't got a doggone thing to do with you. That's old. It's over and done. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, do your trucking thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do your recruiting videos, and stuff, do that. But I'm saying when you start stepping into people personal stuff that you ain't got nothing to do with, it makes you look bad. And I'm saying is that you see what the motive is about. I would let you slide if you was 20 years old, if you was 30 years old. But I'm saying you were older cat, and so there was things that were said about you that you had to go up here and you had to respond to. You made a whole hour live about something that was said way back then. I forget what video it is and stuff, but just go up there. It was a response video of something that he did live about another woman saying something about him. And he put all this information out there. Again, information that didn't have anything to do with anybody. What's done is done. Stand on your square and let things be what it's gonna be. You don't owe nobody no explanation. But quit putting yourself in the center of things that ain't got nothing to do with you. The issue's gonna work itself out and stuff, and that's it. It ain't, it's no point of you trying to fan the flames. Oh well, she reached out to me. Okay, well then, dude, you got this. This is where you got to start inserting your wisdom and say, man, okay, look, I understand that you got a story to tell. I understand that you got a story to tell and stuff. Now if we're gonna do an interview and stuff about you, we'll just make it about you. That's it. But we ain't got to break into all the personal stuff about what you and this person did and how y'all met and all that other stuff there. Hey, look, it's done. It's over with. They not in a relationship anymore. It didn't help her situation. It didn't help your situation. Because it make you look like and stuff, man. Like you one of those troublemakers. And I'm really not trying to go. You know what? We know what it is. We know what it is and stuff, right? You know what it is. I know what it is. If you're gonna make your move, make your move. If you're gonna make your move and stuff. But I'm just saying, I mean, to use your channel and stuff, to get that type of stuff going. I mean, I'm just saying, that's real classless. It's real tacky. It's a small world. I understand. It's a small world. I understand it, but it's a big world too. And so I'm saying is that I mean, it's certain characteristics about you that I notice, and I'm saying like, well, you know what? I understand. I really understand why you the way you are. I'm really starting to understand that. I'm really starting to understand that. But the thing is that a true gentleman doesn't put himself in that type of position. Have some decorum about yourself. Have some self-respect, man. Some dignity. It is what it is and stuff. But I share some words of wisdom on it and stuff, and that's that. But the thing that you're asking, I'm like, yeah, I could give you an interview. I could give you some exposure. But here's the things that I'm going to talk about. Here's the things I'm not going to talk about. I mean, I know who you are. I know who you are and stuff. But we're not going to go into that realm. It's just like when I give consultations, when I give consultations to people, I'm like, I'm not interested in what you did personally. Like, some people call me, hey man, look, I'm I'm this person and I used to date this person right here. Okay, well, hey, it is what it is. I don't want to know about that. We call it about the trucking thing and stuff. Are you okay as a person? I just asked you that. But as far as all that personal stuff, I'm not getting into that because it ain't none of my business. That's not any kind of information I need to hold and stuff because if something comes from it, right? People gonna start looking at you because you done did too many videos hinting on this. You done made too many videos hinting on this stuff. So I'm saying if you're gonna make a move, make a move. Jeez. But I'm saying, I mean, to to put your platform out there and stuff, to uplift one individual and put another individual down, man, come on, man. You ain't slick. You ain't slick. I mean, you're a little bit older and stuff like that. Some of the younger people can't catch on to it, but the older people can catch on to it. And I seen exactly what it was and stuff from the time that you put the interview up. I said, man, I already knew right then. Already knew it. Before I watched the video and stuff, man, I already knew it. I'm saying, man, dude, that you would have I thought that you would have a little bit more dignity than what you had. But I was mistaken. I was mistaken. But to put these things out there and stuff, and I'm saying you're doing it on the sake of hurting somebody's brand, hurting somebody's business. When it ain't nobody's business and stuff, man, on the personal stuff. You know? Hey, now, if you put certain stuff that you do, like I said, if you do OnlyFans and stuff, okay, all right, I get it. It ain't no secret. But again, that's that person's personal endeavor. So if you got a question about it, then hey, stick to that. But you ain't got to bring nobody else along with that. If it's gonna you know, if it's gonna be her, then let it be about her. Let it be about her and her branding. If you trying to put her out there and stuff, same thing, whoever it is. But to break into the personal stuff, man, how they met and what they did and all this stuff here and their first place and all that stuff. See, the time you do that, if you got them both up there at the same time, if you got them both up there at the same time and stuff, that way, if something is said, at least the individual can defend themselves. But you got just one person, You just got one person up here talking, and then the other person can't say nothing. They got to sit there and stuff. And so now that's where it starts to turn into that back and forth stuff. Let me dig in and see if they put some information on out there and stuff, right? And I'm gonna put it out here in its entirety. Asking questions that ain't got nothing to do, they ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't, it is what it is. But that's what I'm saying is that, to the younger people, I can understand why you got certain reserves about older people and about putting information out there and stuff, because if people get certain information, oh well, they just gonna take it and start spreading it to another individual, spreading it to an individual, another individual. And I'm saying you seeing it firsthand. And that's the stuff that I'm saying that you gotta stick away, you gotta stay away from stuff like that. If it's gonna be about the business, let it be about the business. Let it be what it's gonna be. But the personal stuff, you ain't got to get involved in that. But I mean, once you in it, that's it now. You can't sit there and say, "Oh well, I didn't do it." You got the video up, 39 minutes of it. So you made it, you did it, and so now you can formulate, you know, you can formulate something from the video that was put out there. Okay, what's the agenda? What was really the agenda of putting the video? Now I know it's like, I mean, you got something really against this man. It's like it's this whole truck of red thing all over again. I don't know why that dude had a bug in his tail. You know, he had a bug in his tail and stuff. I mean, the whole truck of red situation. This man, everywhere Chasing Andrew went, there he going. At this man mechanic shop, and then trying to go to this man house and all this other stuff there. And I'm saying, if you got a problem with this man, face him directly. Talk to him directly. All he doing is just posting up a video, ain't had nothing to say about. Now you ain't hear him say one time anything about a truck of red. But then the dude just kept following him. So then when the man responds, when the man responds, rightfully so, because nobody will sit there and tolerate that type of stuff. It's like, dude, hold up. You putting videos out about places where I hang out at and people I know, and you don't find that stuff strange. And that's what I said. I put it out, man. That's strange, man. That's very weird. But that's what he did, and he responded to it and stuff on actions that he did. Because he wouldn't tolerate that. If somebody, what I look like making a video, going to the places that he hang out at and stuff is okay. This is Trucker Red house, and this is job, and this where his kids go to school at and stuff. Like, man, dude, you go right in protection mode. Who is this dude keep following me making videos? So I'm saying, I mean, what goes around comes around. So he kept messing with Trucker Brown, and then Trucker Brown people got at him. They got at him, and so you try to look for Trucker Red. I mean, I guess he back now, but he had to take a year. He had to take a year hiatus. He had to take a year hiatus, messing with this dude personally and stuff. I'm like, hey, if you are, if you want to get at me, you can get at me. If it's something that's personal, or whatever and stuff. I mean, hey, look, hey, at least give me the heads up and stuff, man, that you're gonna do that. You got my number. It's not hard. You're not hard. I'm not hard to get a hold of. Is what I'm saying. If you're gonna do some stuff like that, oh well, I'm gonna just post it up anyway, and then think that, well, it's not warranted of a response. And then when they respond, that's what you actually want and stuff. Okay, yeah. Now I can go to war with them. Now I can go to war with them. But then I'm gonna play the innocent person. But I don't think that I did anything wrong. You know what you did was wrong, man. Come on, you're not a young dude, man. You're not a young cat. You know how this thing go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, dude. Hey, if you want to holler at her, holler at her. If you want to build a platform up, build a platform up. But I'm just saying, don't bring other people into the mix and stuff, man, to try to make them out to be bad folk. Even if you think that your intention is good and stuff, it's not. You're going to interview people, hey man, interview them. But I'm saying, man, keep it strictly about them. But don't break it to the personal stuff. Don't break it to the personal stuff. I mean, hey, if you interested in it, you like what she do and stuff like that, hey, stick to that. You can do that, man. It's your channel. But I'm just saying, have some decorum, have some self-respect, man, some dignity. Jeez, man. Cause you can do your interview and not even have to mention the person at all. But I'm saying, even and to let you know, and to let you know the maliceness that's in it, look at the title. Look at the title. Chasing Andrew Jackson ex-girlfriend. That's how you know the maliciousness in it right there. Chasing Andrew Jackson ex-girlfriend. That's how you title. So you already knowing stuff. Yeah, okay, it's drama based. It's drama based, even though she really didn't. It wasn't really. It wasn't really like no uh, uh, basketball wives type stuff. But I'm saying still, man, it just you know the title says it all. The title says it all. You can't sit there and say, well, oh no, no, it wasn't like that at all. It's exactly like that. You know what you was doing? You know what you was doing and stuff, and the thing is that man, this is not the first time you did that. It's not the first time you did that. Because again, it's like, look, if it's not a secret that it's not a secret about Coco and Chasing Andrew. But the thing is that if you're gonna do an interview with Coco, right, then you can make it all about Coco. You can make it all about her and stuff, man, and say, well, look, okay, this is you right here and stuff. You can speak about, you can speak. I mean, she got plenty of information. It's plenty of stuff that you can ask her that can be inspirational to people who watch your channel to say that, well, you know what? Hey, now here's a woman that's out here that's doing it. She got, how did you get started? How did you get started into this? How you get started and stuff, like, all right, she could tell her side of the story, and you ain't got to say nothing about the person that she dating. Just that information alone could be inspirational. Now I'm saying, the personal stuff, she could say that on her channel if she choose to, but you ain't got to sit there and incite it. But that right there is really what hurts your brand. Bringing other people into the mix and stuff. I mean, people looking at you and they interested in you and saying, "What the heck? Oh, okay, hey, look, here's a person out there, and she doing the doggone thing. She doing the doggone thing and stuff." I'm like, you know how that a woman that got her own truck and got her own authority at such a young age and stuff. I mean, how inspirational and stuff that is to people. Just with that right there alone, you ain't got to bring nobody else in it except your own brand, and that's that. And you can go on that. Nothing else involved in it. But instead, here you go with the personal stuff again, right there on the channel. So I'm saying, I mean, there it is. And to let you know that it's something personal, go up there on the channel. Go up there on the channel. Have you seen any other driver? Have you seen any other driver up there where he's put that type of time, energy, and resource into? That's the thing that I look at, and I'm saying, okay, yeah, it's something else. It's something else, man. So if you got a problem with the dude, reach out to him, talk to him, find out what the issue and stuff is and stuff, and get it resolved if you can. But when you sit up here and you start putting up these videos, the first thing you're gonna be on the defensive is, oh man, it was nothing like that at all. It was exactly like that. It was exactly like that. I didn't mean it that way. Well, according to how you titled it, that's exactly what it is. You trying to bring out information about this man right here and put it on that there for reasons I don't know what. But that's all I'm saying. Like, dude, I took you to be more of more of a guy on top of a guy on the level and stuff, because there's things that you did that I say that's real respectful. It's things that you did that was real respectful and stuff. And I'm saying, you did that on the aspect of truck, and I'm saying, I don't take that away from you, but it's just this whole thing with you and this thing with you and Chase and Andrew. I don't understand it. I really don't understand that and stuff, man. I'm like, dude, and you can't say that ain't what it is and stuff, because you can't put nobody else, you can't show anybody else on your channel that you did that to. They want to get that side of the story and stuff. Everybody done seen it. Everybody done seen this stuff. I mean, we don't have to elaborate anymore into it. I mean, what's done is done. You know, they sat there, they talked, they said everything about it on the channel. They said it directly. They did the live and stuff like that and said everything that needed to be said. So I'm saying, what more clarification do you need? We could just go on his channel, get all the information. Got to go up here and stuff and then rehash old wounds. For what? Saying, I mean, that's just some straight up hating stuff, man. I don't put too much time. I don't put too much time, and I've seen some people done sat there and put some stuff up here. Hold up, what you got, Jeff? Let's see. Do you like being in the truck? I just tuned in. It's tough being on the road consistently. Yeah, it's Jeff. You gotta understand, son, is that you gotta come out here with a plan, right? You gotta come out here with a plan, and what you gotta understand is this too. February the 8th, I be on drove trucks for 21 years, and the atmosphere of trucking is not the way it used to be. It's tough, but it's not really as tough as it got to be, because when you was in the trucking world, if you was in the trucking world, that's exactly what it was. You was in the trucking world. So if you went somewhere, they sent you to Dallas or Houston or LA or whatever. If you was there, you was stuck, and that was it. You went to the truck stop, you waited for a load and stuff. You don't have to do that now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could go. You got the trucking world or whatever, but I mean, hey, while you got downtime, you got so much access to stuff. I mean, you could become a civilian. Hey, man, look, um, let me go and lock this truck up and stuff like that. Call me an Uber, and I can go into town, and I can go into town and walk around. If I want to go to the beach or to the mall or whatever, I could do all those things. Cause back in the day, when you went somewhere, you were stuck. That was it. Found somewhere to park, you wait for the load and stuff, and that's it. So yeah, it's tough, but you gotta find other alternatives of using your time. But just staying up in the truck and not doing anything, that's not being constructive with your time. Cause there's certain skills that you may be lacking. That's the time to start picking things up. Use your time wisely. Start, research yourself in the books, research yourself in the books and stuff. Understand. If you ain't got to understand about credit, because I got this saying and stuff in trucking is that there's no person that need to be holding a CDL license that ain't got $10,000 in their bank account and good credit. Because in this industry, you can make six figures. You can finally make six figures as a company driver and stuff, but you can't. When you got this downtime, do things constructively. Don't just be sitting around and be waiting on a load or calling, calling dispatch or worried about what's going on and stuff like that. They know where you are. They know what you need to do and stuff like that. So, take your break, but use times constructively. If you want to, I'm not real big into the video games and stuff, but if that's what you need, if you want to use that as pastime and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, you can do that. You got streaming service, you got streaming services and stuff now. It used to be, you went to a truck stop, you had to go in the TV room and stuff, or you had to have a satellite TV. It's just as many things out here to really occupy your time. So yeah, it gets stressful. It gets stressful, but you got to stay committed. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize and stuff, man. And even when things ain't going the way it's supposed to, you just gotta maybe reformulate your strategy, but always stick to the goal. You know, if you ain't got $10,000 in your bank account, you need to start making that happen. Hey, look, I ain't going home until I get 10 grand in my account. I'm not going home until I get 10 grand in my account. That's it. You don't need to be going home and stuff and you broke, you ain't got no money. Because if you ain't where you need to be financially, it's going to always be an issue. It's going to always be an issue. If your credit ain't where it need to be at and stuff, then, well, okay, I need to get myself familiarized with this credit. Need to find some credit repair people and, you know, shoot them their money and stuff so they can go to work and get my stuff straight. So, in about 3, 4 months and stuff, you can get that score up, go ahead and get your credit card and stuff and, you know, go ahead and get your credit card and make those purchases there and stuff like that and get your score up, you know. Use these things and stuff to your advantage. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, you can do it. I mean, things out here and stuff, they ain't getting no they're not getting any cheaper. A basic house now is costing you about $350,000. So it's about $350,000 for a basic house. So, most banks want 20,000. Most banks want 20%. Most banks want 20%. So if you ain't got $60,000, you sat right there. You sat right there and stuff. And so I mean, mortgages now and stuff are 40-year mortgages. But you got to remember now. Hey, look, I'm in the industry where I can make six figures. I'm in the industry where I can make six figures and stuff. So let me figure out how I can get to this six-figure thing and get things on and popping for me. Because this industry is not going to be a forever industry. That's something else I learned too. If I'm assuming you're a young person, so if you are young, just take into accountability your health. Like getting something simple as a DOT physical. You know, it was really nothing to it. I mean, you just go in there and do whatever it is you had to do and stuff, and they give you a 2-year certification. Now, a person that's 21 years in the industry, going to get a physical is it's a scary scenario. It's a scary scenario where, hey man, listen, your blood pressure stuff up. I can only certify you for a year, or I can only certify you for 3 months and stuff like that. Now that's really messing with your money, really messing with your mind and stuff, getting your pressure and stuff up. So you got to get focused on your health too. It's always something to do in here and stuff. To keep your mind and stuff off you know the walls and stuff closing in on you, guys. You sit down and you ain't doing anything and stuff. I mean, it's hard to get to you. But always do things, always focus on doing things constructively because it's always something to do out here. But what you don't need to do, you don't need to involve yourself in drama. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you slacking, if you slacking on your macking, right? If you slacking on your macking and stuff, then pick up your people skills and stuff. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to communicate and stuff. Don't get on this simping mode. Don't get on this simping mode and stuff, right? You don't need to be doing that. And then you be sitting up here opening up a channel and stuff, and then trying to get other drivers, ex-girlfriends and stuff, to divulge information that really ain't nobody business and stuff like that, for the sake of saying, well, trying to do something on a low key, trying to do something on a low key. So yeah, it's always something to do out here and stuff, man. But just don't waste your time, energy, and resource on things that are not productive. Things that are counterproductive. You know, diversify your vocabulary. So that when you talk and everything that you say, oh man, bro, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, bro, what's up, sis? And all, or even worse and stuff. Every other word coming out your mouth is an N word. N word this, N word that. Man, shoot, N word this, N word that. If you got a dirty mouth, if you got a dirty mouth, clean it up. Find other ways and stuff, to find other ways and stuff, man, to describe things that are going on in your mind. And then you find out, well, look, I can hold whole conversations without even using any kind of profanity. You'll kind of be you'll be a joy to be around. You'll be a joy to be around. But anyway, fellas, I appreciate your time. And let me leave you by saying this. Pimping ain't easy, but simping ain't easy. Simping ain't easy either. Simping is real dangerous. Simping is dangerous. How do you know if you're a simp? How do you know if you a simp? Very simple. If you're doing things that completely take you outside of your character for other individuals, then you a simp. If it's taking you out the zone and stuff, man, if you see yourself doing things that you ordinarily wouldn't do, if you asking for things that you know that you can't handle, that you know in your heart of hearts you can't handle, but you sitting there trying to hype up your mind into thinking that yeah, I can handle it and stuff, man. That's simp territory. Stop slacking on your macking. If you know that yeah, stop slacking on your macking and stuff, man. Take a look at yourself. Yeah, take a look at yourself and stuff, man. Keep yourself up. You know, learn the different types of things and stuff, the etiquettes of men. You know, two-piece suits, three-piece suits. Get yourself familiarized with some jewelry. Different type of shaving items. Come outside the realm of sneakers and jeans and t-shirts. Quit slacking on your Mac. You know, let people see you in a light other than in that work mode. There's different sides in you and stuff like that. Be an attraction. Be the thing that attracts people rather than going behind chasing folk. If you're gonna chase anything, chase these dollars. Chase the money. But don't chase out the other people's stuff. The world is too big. It's a small world and stuff, but it's a big world too. Man, you got 48 states that you can run into. You got 48 states that you can run into and stuff, man. I mean, it's all types of individuals that's out here, ready to talk to you, ready to chop it up. But I mean, if your game is on file, if you on that simp and stuff, man, people can pick that up. They understand, they know a simp. They can see a simp a mile away. They can see a mark a mile away. So they coming over there and stuff, with some insincerities and stuff like that. But you just happy that they giving you a little bit of attention because you don't want to put no forth and effort. You don't want to put no forth and effort and stuff, man, to make yourself attractive. You see guys and stuff out here now. They talking about getting passports. The passport bros. Don't be that type of loser. Don't be that type of loser and stuff like that. I mean, if you get you a passport to go to other countries, yeah, go for the sake of getting yourself culturally diverse. But everything that you want and need is right here in this country, right here. We got the best of the best of everything. You ain't got to go nowhere. The best of the best is right here. But fix yourself up, treat yourself out nice. Don't slack on your Mac. Don't sit over here and try to go after other people's stuff. I understand one person's trash is another person's treasure, but the thing is, well, you going after people that you know. Don't do stuff like that, man. Engage yourself in unknown territories. Don't always go with the comfortable thing. Don't always go with the comfortable thing. Because the only way that you can really get your skill up and stuff is that you got to travel in these territories that's unknown. Bring that information out and stuff, man, and then that way you can give insight and inspiration to others that may be slacking on these type of things. Don't get me wrong. For some people, it's just too late for them. You know, for some folk, it's just too late. They just too far gone. But I'm saying if you up here on this channel and you listening to me and stuff, I appreciate that. But just understand you ain't the ones that's lost. You come up here for inspiration, you coming for information. Take this stuff to heart and do what you have to do and stuff, man, to improve oneself. And I'll leave you with that. So with that being said, this your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. Telling you as always, hit me up on Instagram, which is Rhode Island Red Rooster 22. Rhode Island Red Rooster 22 on Instagram. Follow me up there where I'm posting up things about my 2013 Freightliner Cascadia. My personal information is up here on my YouTube page. My phone number is up there. I do say text me first. Let me know. Text me first. Let me know uh, who you are. Let me know the subject that you want to talk about. As long as it's about trucking, then I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you and stuff, and then the floor will be yours, and we can go into a Q&A and can give you better insight about the things that you may not have information and stuff about. Let's see. Hold on. Somebody sent me a message. Let's see. G Star, hey Rooster, would you recommend me buying a 2006 60 series for 11K or a cheaper DD15? Um, when you say a cheaper DD15, what are you talking about? Like if you found if you found that '06, if you found that '06 with a 60 series and stuff for 11 grand, it all depends on what's wrong with the truck. It all depends on what's wrong with the truck because you know, a lot of people are coming off on these trucks now. Yeah, a lot of people are coming off on these trucks now and stuff, and so yeah, that's a good starting price. That's a good starting price, but you need to really know what's wrong with the truck and stuff, so you'll know all that you need. Cause if if the truck is beat all to heck, and then the motor is salvageable, then okay. If that motor, that transmission and stuff, if it's salvageable and stuff, if it still work, if it's a way that you can get an in frame into it, then yeah, I would go that route there and stuff, as opposed to the DD15. The only way I would say the DD15, what if you're gonna go that route, then just go brand new. Or if you get one, don't get one that got a whole bunch of miles on it, because the DD15s, they're not really affordable engines to do in frames on yet. They're not real affordable and stuff like that. There's not too many people and stuff that work on the DD15, the DD15s and stuff. So, like I say, 60 series, I would check the truck out, see what's salvageable and stuff, see what's going on the inside and stuff like that. If it's not a if it's not a complete wreck, then yeah. But before I set it in stone, I will see if I can get some. I'll see if I can get something cheaper than that, cause I found the um I found the '07. I found the '07 International 9400. The guy was wanting he was wanting $5,000 for the truck, and the only thing that's wrong with it, the only thing that's wrong with it is it's got that ISX motor and stuff, and so um it's gonna need the in frame and stuff in it. It's gonna need the in frame and stuff in it. There's some places that I priced about the ISX, and they're still wanting 20 grand and stuff for the in frame. So I'm saying, um, the people that I know, they do good work and stuff like that. You could probably get a little bit cheaper than that, but I mean, it's just, um, you know, 5 grand for the truck. 5 grand for the truck and stuff. And I believe, there's very little things and stuff that's wrong with it. But I'm saying, worst case scenario, in frame, 25,000, and 25,000, and you got the truck and stuff up and running. But I'm saying those ISXs and stuff, they're a little bit more trickier than the 60 series. So let's see. Wait, let's see. Low mileage DD15, 500 miles, or okay, you got low mileage DD15 for 500 miles, or '06 60 series, clean engine, no leaks, good tires, all good maintenance, 800,000 miles on it. Phew, yeah. Then then I would get the '06. I would get the '06 if it's still running. If it's still running 800,000 miles, that's kind of for '06. For '06 and stuff. I mean, I get it. He may not have put a lot of miles and stuff that's on it, but typically '06. You're talking about what a let's see, a 17-year-old truck. You're talking about a 17-year-old truck that should at least have 1.5 million on it and stuff. But 800,000, okay. I mean, he didn't run it and stuff. Good maintenance records. Yeah, if you can get it for 11K and stuff, yeah, go ahead that route. Yeah, just go ahead that route and stuff, man. And the DD15 and stuff. You just come back to that a little bit later. But yeah, 60 series definitely. So it's a '06, so he's probably got a 14.0 in it. So probably got 14.0 in it, which I say that's okay, cause again, the prices and stuff on the 14.0. Worst case scenario, you still got maybe. Um, I seen one I think on Facebook Market. Guy had a motor up there and stuff, rebuilt with papers. I think he won 9 grand for it. So you want 9 grand for it. So I'm saying worst case scenario, you get the truck for 11. Do what it's supposed to do and stuff. Worst case scenario, you got to put another 9 grand in the motor. R&R probably cost you about 3, maybe 4 grand into it. So you still around the same area, stuff around 20, anywhere 22, 25 grand. But you You could just go with that 11 grand. You could just go with that 11 grand and stuff in the truck, hold up and do what it's supposed to do, and you're good to go that way. But yeah, definitely get the '06. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Again, I'm that one, that only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster telling you, hey, continue to do your own research, fact finding studies, honest on your skills every day. Till next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, peace out.